Alright guys, I'm going to come into Crown King and film it for you. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. For those that haven't watched any of my other videos anyway. What that is, or was, or whatever. But holy smokes, look at this place, man. That tells me that there very well could be a restaurant still going on here. There is the saloon. Which, yeah. Let's head back. You guys saw that, right? Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, alright guys, now we're on the way back and had a unusual experience at the mill. I have been going to the restaurant in Crown King. It's called the Mill. For man, I don't even know, since 1998, however long that is. I think that's accurate. Somewhere in 1998 or so. 1980, give or take. 1999, 98, somewhere around there. Anyway, the point being is that the owner of that place has always been just a really cool guy. You know, he's always treated me and my groups real well. You know, I had my own ATV riding club, for a few years, I think it was. And we used to come up here pretty frequently. And, I used to talk to him on the phone and, the whole 9 yards. If I needed trail information or information about, what the conditions are like or something like that, or just to let him know that, hey, I'm bringing a large group. We'll be there, around such and such a time, just so, to have some tables pushed together or what have you. So he's always been a cool dude. Never had a single issue with him until today. I pulled up, and normally the first spaces are for ATVs. Well, today there were trucks parked in those first spaces, and the reason why ATVs normally park in those first spaces is because you've got gear and stuff on your ATV, and you want to be able to keep an eye on it. It's not saying anybody would steal it, but it does make you feel better when you've got, like me, a $1,000 drone on the front rack. It makes you feel better that you can see it. So I couldn't park there, so I parked closer to the front where the turn is, and then he walked over into me and said, hey, I can't park there. That I was blocking a handicap area, that handicap people can't pull up and get out, and okay. I don't know why he decided to take issue with me. You know, if I just had a particular face he didn't like today, you know, clearly he does not remember me, you know, from, you know, me being up here before. I think I look exactly the same. As a matter of fact, right now, I look like, you know, I have my beard and everything cut exactly like I used to wear it back in them days. So why he didn't recognize me, I don't know. But I go, okay, well, here's the issue. Just to explain to him, hey, there's a lot of expensive stuff on my ATV, and I'd like to keep an eye on it. Is there something we can do? So he said, well, why don't you park it here, which was just like, I don't know, 3 feet away, 4 feet away, something like that. I mean, it was in the exact same spot, and you know, there was no difference. And by this time that we've got me moving the ATV, you know, my dad had already sat down at a table and ordered his beverages or whatever. And so then when I walk over there, they're all the way in the back, where you know, now I'm back in the same situation, you know, that I can't see my crap. So I go, okay, well, you guys, you know, I can't sit at this table. I'm gonna go sit at this other table. So I go sit at this other table, and then he walks over to me immediately as I sat down and tells me that he doesn't want me taking up more than one table. And I'm just like, look, man, I'm not here. I'm not trying to cause you any trouble. I do not know what is going on here, and I don't know why this is happening, but I will go to the parking lot, not a problem. And then he gets a little bit nasty about it. Wants to know why in the world I would have expensive stuff on my quad, and that he would watch it. He's been out there 20 years, and that nobody's ever stolen anything, and he'll watch my stuff, and just, you know, just kind of nasty about it. And I'm like, holy smokes, what in the hell is happening right now? I haven't done anything that I know of to tweak this guy like this. So I just go to the parking lot and let my dad eat. And I stayed out in the parking lot the whole time. My dad just, you know, didn't know about any of it. And I just hung out, you know, I guess for the most part. My dad just thought I was being an asshole, and just suddenly went to the parking lot, which is, you know, not unheard of for me. I mean, I must admit, I mean, I do have, you know, I do have social anxiety problems and stuff like that. So, I mean, that is not something that is unheard of for me to do. But in this case, that's not what happened. That's not what I did, and, you know, and not why I did it or whatever. So anyway, I have no idea what happened. Just reporting the facts for anybody that watches this video. An interesting side story from about 10 years ago. I got up early one morning from camping out in Crown King, and the mill where I normally eat, where I knew that guy, like I was telling you, real well, you know, I thought real well, and that's where I just exclusively ate. I didn't eat anywhere else. But on this particular morning, it was before they opened. They don't open till 10, and I was up earlier than that, wanted to get an early start back down the mountain. So I ended up eating at the saloon. They have a restaurant in the back of the saloon that's not readily known. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know, because I didn't get off and go back there and look. But there used to be a restaurant in the back of the saloon. So I'm eating breakfast there one morning, and I get to talking to the lady that owned it, and she was just telling me, you know, how big a jerk that guy, how big a jerk the guy at the mill is, and how big a jerk his wife is, and how nobody in town likes him, and blah, 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 and that they've had, you know, several instances and problems with him, and blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, really? Because I've known the guy for a long time, been going to his restaurant for a long time, and I've never seen any kind of sign of that before, ever. I'm really surprised to hear somebody say that. He's always been a really awesome guy. And I wonder if years ago when I was going to the mill, and I had this, what I would say a more personal relationship with the owner of the restaurant at the mill. I wonder if I just got lucky. I wonder if it was just something where I had never seen his true colors, that I was just, like I said, lucky that we just, for whatever reason, hit it off on the first note, and we never had an issue or a problem ever. I do remember one of the guys in my group one time having a problem with his wife over a drink order. Like I said, I don't remember the specifics because it wasn't that big a deal, but I do remember that she made it to be a bigger deal than it was. I do remember that, but I didn't really think much of it because it didn't really involve me. But I mean, I can't help but think now, of course, this guy's 10 years older, I'm 10 years older. You know how you get crankier as you get older. You got less time for anybody's crap, and I get that, now that I'm away from the situation and can kind of, dissect what happened. I get all those kind of things. But I just can't help but wonder if I just got lucky all those years, man. If it was just a set of circumstance that I never had a problem with the guy. Man, I can't help but wonder now, because I did nothing. I mean, I did nothing. I'm not even sure if my camera was on or not. If my camera was on, I'll show you exactly what happened. I don't think it was on, and I sure wished it was, because it would have been nice to show you exactly what happened. But I didn't do anything. It happened exactly the way, exactly the way I said that it happened. And I assumed, just for the record, that when he first came up to me and told me that I couldn't park there, that he already recognized me, that he knew who I was. I mean, I thought that we were still having that kind of that kind of conversation up until he got a little nasty for no reason that I can figure. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I just kind of wanted to tell you guys what happened. I don't know what to make of it, and just something to keep in the back of your head if you go to Crown King and you want to experience that restaurant. I've always highly recommended that restaurant. The food is really unique. It's all homemade, especially the bread is really something to write home about. But I haven't eaten it in many years because of my newfound gluten allergies. So Joanna, it did, last time that we were here, and she said that it was pretty awesome. So I assume that it still is. It still looked really good. So, I mean, just something to keep in mind if you come out here, and if something happens, that, like what happened to me, definitely let me know. Leave a comment and tell me, if you think it was a fluke. I mean, was it a fluke? Was it just a perfect storm of events? I don't know. Sure would like to know. And I'm really bummed out because I'm the kind of guy that will burn a bridge down. You know what I mean? It only takes one bad experience for me, in most cases, to never go back to somewhere ever again. And it's an unfortunate situation. I realize that that's a character flaw in my own self, but it is what it is. I mean, that's just what it is. So I'm real bummed out about it because that place I've been going there for so long and had so many good times, and it just gone in my mind like that. You know, just the snap of a finger. It's just gone. So it's kind of a bummer for me. But anyway, guys, you guys take care. Probably not going to do a lot more filming on the way back. If something were to happen, I will definitely turn the camera back on, but I'm not planning to. I'm not planning to turn the cameras back on, and the reason being is because of what I just kind of explained. It just kind of, that situation at the restaurant just kind of, you know, put a spin on my day, just kind of ruined it for me. It just kind of changed the tone of the day.